everyone, Bethany here and welcome to my channel. Today I am actually going to do something a little different. I am going to take a card that I previously filmed and I am going to show you what I did with it, but I am also going to show you how I'm going to fix what I was doing with an embossing folder. So this is a little bit different. This Embossing Folder Friday is brought to you by Homemade Happiness, and let's get going. Today I will be working with a Not Too Shabby Shop's September stamp and die set of the month. It features these absolutely adorable, I was going to call them Thanksgiving birds. They are not Thanksgiving birds. These wonderfully adorable turkeys. They are absolutely cute. This one has a sweatband. It looks like it, has had a workout, which I think is really fun. If you had some type of workout saying or stamp, I would put that with it. But I am going to go ahead and off screen, I'm going to stamp and die these. I will be right back once I have stamped out and die cut these cute little birds. So I went ahead and stamped everything out that I wanted to use in the carved pumpkin Distress Oxide. And I also went ahead and embossed it with clear embossing powder. So starting with the pumpkin, I am just following the curve of the pumpkin with this orange alcohol marker. You'll see that I have zoomed in and changed the lighting a little bit, but I wanted you to be able to see a little bit better what I'm doing. I'm using just one color, but I am allowing myself not to press as hard in all of the places, so I get a more textured and uneven look, which is pretty accurate when it comes to regular pumpkins. They have highlights and shadows naturally. Now I am just going to add a little bit of brown for the stem and keeping it simple, just one color. And now I am going to use my microfiber rag to wipe off the excess alcohol ink that bled onto the embossing powder. I just want to make sure it's cleaned up and you can really see that carved pumpkin color coming through. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use a different orange, a similar colored orange, just slightly lighter, for this first leaf. And then I'm going to go ahead and start coloring this turkey with that same lighter orange and following the lines and the curves of the face. And I'm going to alter darker and lighter pressure just to give a little texture, but I don't want to see the lines, of course, so making sure that it's blended in really well. Then doing the arms that are holding the cute little pumpkin. And now I'm going to go ahead and color the pumpkin in as well. I'm going to just use the same orange color that I used for the first pumpkin, and then the same brown for the top of the pumpkin as well. I'm going to also use the same orange from the pumpkin for the beak. And then I have this darker orange for the side warble, I think is what it's officially called. But I am going to go ahead and use that same brighter orange for the outline of the turkey feathers as well as the turkey feet. And then I'm going to use this sunflower yellow for the inset of the bird feathers. I don't know what's happening with my lighting here, but my lighting just suddenly changed on me. I think it's because in the fall, or the sunlight will face right above my mat, so it's messing with my cameras a little bit. And then of course bringing back that lighter peachier brown because I forgot to color in the belly of the turkey. And now I'm going to use that brighter orange for this leaf and the same bright orange for the second leaf. And then I'm going to just use a little bit of the alcohol marker and tone down the white on the Happy Turkey Day. Now I'm going to do something a little different for me. I am actually going to take this watercolor paper and I'm going to use the watercolors that I got from Hobby Lobby. They are a metallic watercolor, and I'm going to go ahead and just start playing with the different variations of color. I don't have a set idea in my mind right now. I just want to play, see how they feel. And I'm using this fatter pointed brush from IKEA, and I'm going to use it to create fatter brush strokes first, and then I'm going to use the same brush to create these little dots of the yellow, and then I'm going to blend the yellow in a little bit better with my smaller brush. And then bringing some of that yellow back in, and I'm just going to keep blending back and forth. And apologies for the lighting again. I don't really know what's happening with it, but the sunlight must be just messing with my camera lens. And now I'm bringing in a darker gold and just playing with different textures and strokes. And then I'm going to bring that orangey brown back in and do a little splattering with it. Off screen you can't see, but in between each color I am dipping it in a little cup of water to clean it between the brushing. And then I'm just going to add these little footprint-like bird tracks as if the birds are running across the page. And then I'm going to tone them down so it's not as many, with bringing back that lighter gold, that lighter yellow. After allowing the card ample time to dry, I cut it down, and I am going to now just assemble using Barely Art glue. And then I'm going to play around with the placement a little bit of all of the items, and using foam tape for pretty much everything except for the leaves. The leaves I will put down without foam tape. And you can see here how I had a little bit of trouble with the layout because something just seemed to be missing this whole time. And of course, after I walked away, that's when I realized I needed something to ground the picture, the scene that I was creating. So part of the reason why I am not crazy about this is there's nothing to ground it. Looking after the fact, I was like, oh no, I should have made something that would ground this. I am going to painstakingly try to rip apart this without ruining all of it. And some of the glue may just need scissors. I'm not sure. I have not personally ripped apart a card in a while. The ephemera is going to be the harder, trickier part because most of it is foam taped on, but because the watercolor it had a mica powder or that shimmer in it, it's added a little gloss, so it's not terrible. And we'll set these aside. So the whole scene and my audio, everything is different because I did film the original making of this card a few weeks ago, and I was going to edit it, and I just couldn't put myself to edit it because I wasn't thrilled with results. And that can happen sometimes, which is okay. Now these are glued down really well, so I'm going to leave them on there. But I am going to take this Spellbinders September Club of the Month embossing folder, and I'm going to go ahead and run it through my Cuttlebug. So I've loaded my embossing folder into my Cuttlebug, nothing fancy about it. And already it's elevating that watercolor design a little bit, but I want to do something just a smidge more. So I am going to take the carved pumpkin Distress Oxide, and I'm going to just swipe lightly over. And now you can see a little bit more of the detail of the embossing folder. Now before I fully reassemble, I'm going to go ahead and add this grounding color. It's the closest I could find to the carved pumpkin color without being exact. And basically I'm going to just pre-assemble so I can see what things look like. And there we go. So now I'm going to just use Barely Art Glue to reassemble everything from the top. And this belly band is 1.5 inches wide, and the A2 4.25 size. And then I'm going to use the Barely Art Glue directly on the back of the foam strips to give them a little bit more life. Because they won't grip as quickly, I will definitely have to put them under some weight as they dry. So I hope you enjoyed today's embossing folder hack. I had a lot of fun fixing this. I also had fun experimenting with the watercolors in the first place, and now I know my limitations, different things I want to try next time, and I hope you had a lot of fun. I think this turkey from Not Too Shabby shop is absolutely adorable, and I can't wait to give this card away. Don't forget to check out down below for the links for the materials I used today, as well as the link for the next person in the hop. I will also have links to our shop. We have a fall sale going on that is absolutely amazing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for joining me today, and don't forget to find the joy in your day. Happy making! Bye! That carved pumpkin color coming through. That carved pumpkin color coming through. Tongue twister! As you can see here, I have embossed them in a... I'm not ready for this. Hold on, I need my materials in front of me. Oh, I want to breathe again. Okay, so I went ahead and stamped these adorable... Words are hard today.